Okay, folks, I'm starting a new series of videos. It's going to have to do with God and prepping. Well, why should we prep? And I feel it's fitting, seeing as that basically why I decided to start making the videos. Not why I started making prepping, but we're going to start off with what Jesus taught us on how to pray. And this is the King James Version. So I am going to read it. If y'all like those other edited versions, this is too bad. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. You know, I mentioned that, the Lord led me to make more videos. But prepping, for me, what is now called prepping, probably started when I was, a child. My mother and my grandmother, they listened to prophets and they prepared. And believe it or not, this cycle has gone before. My mother got all kinds of canned foods up, and well, nothing happened. Thank goodness nothing happened, but we ate that canned food in the garden, and so it didn't hurt to have that canned food. She canned and had gardens and all like that, and my grandmother and everybody else. But here's the problem. Because nothing happened, the generation we got now, like my brother, believes that, I've heard it before, there's always the end of the world. Every generation believes there's the end of the world. We're always it's always happening. Well, you know what? One of these times it will be right. I mean, Noah went on for how many years? Did he say, flood's coming? I mean, generations went by and said, man, you're crazy. You're building that big old wooden ark, and, nothing's going to happen. They laughed at him. They ridiculed him. But it went on for years and years and years, decades. So, are you going to gamble with your family that it won't happen in your lifetime? It's so simple and so cheap to make some preparations. Let's put it this way. If you have a family of 4, you will spend more in insurance in 5 years than it costs you to set aside enough food and water filtration and stuff like that to, how would you say, prepare for a disaster. You will spend more in the insurance, unless you want to go with solar power or something like that. So it's not that costly, to put a little bit aside. And God doesn't really, the reason He wants you to prepare, and He does not want your flesh to suffer, even if you're right with God, and you're going to go to heaven. The hardships that we can experience during these times of trials and tribulations will cause your flesh to suffer. The flesh, not your, and thus your spirit would also suffer. But, He doesn't want His people, He doesn't want His children to suffer. So He gives you advanced warnings of these things that are coming, so you can be prepared. So for those that don't wish to heed His word, well, you're gambling. You're gambling. And that's something I don't really want to gamble with. Now, when He gave me the message to make these videos, I really had a strong feeling at the time that it's going to be something to remove our technology. And let me tell you why. We, especially in the United States, we have come to put all our eggs in one basket. The United States has put all its eggs into one basket, and today our teenagers and stuff are being allowed to worship the cell phone and game devices, those little game devices. They're almost like they're praying to them. They're treating their technology as a god. You're putting your life in the hands of technology. Now, the United States is blessed, and a lot of it has to do with our backing of Israel. But, you know, we've got gays, gay rights, and all this stuff that we have. No gays. Gays it's not okay to be gay. I'm going to cover that in another video about when it's okay to throw stones, but not this one. So, you know, that's why I chose, personally, God didn't tell me to say there's an EMP coming, but I just figured and with my limited education, what could be something that would knock out all our technology? And of course it's EMP. That's why I say prepare for an EMP, because that would knock out our technology. Of course it could be economic collapse. But whatever it is our technology will go away. Because we are, as a nation, are worshiping this great technology. Back in the Bible, in the Tower of Babel, I forgot where it is. I don't see what testimony. But the Tower of Babel, you know, the human race that was after Noah got, you know, we're so good, we're so powerful, we're going to build this big old tower. So he confounded the languages. But we're at that same point where we're worshiping our technology. Is look how good we are, our technology, instead of giving credit to God, saying, you know, God gave these guys the ideas and you know, you think Einstein thought that stuff up by himself? No, the Lord let him see that. You know, he figured it's the coming times. And Jesus said, you know, these are all birth pangs of the end times. So, you know, we need to prepare for this stuff. And that's where I'm leading up to. Is, you know, you can be right with God and you can still go to heaven and not prepare. But your trip may be a miserable one. What do you want to see your children starve? I mean, surely you've seen enough videos of children starving in Africa to know that you don't want that to happen to your children. Why not spend as much money as you do on insurance for 5 years and guard against it? It just seems logical to me. And this is what the Lord has led me to make the videos about, to tell you to prepare. I may not be around. The way my physical stuff is going right now, it doesn't look like I'm going to be around for it, you know. Of course, I might be. That's up to God. It's all totally up to Him whether I'm here or not. And that's why I'm making these videos. Also, to give you your money's worth. I mean, you donate. I'm trying to pass this along. So in this next set of videos, it's strictly going to be on prepping in the Lord and some of the things that you can do. So look at Joseph. He said go for 7 years. That would be the best you could do. I mean, of course, some of the foods we have now the way we pack them now can make them last 7 years. I mean 30 years, excuse me. I'm not saying prepare for 30 years, but if you can prepare for 7 years with wheat is a #1 staple. You know, it can be ground into bread. And you can put Mr. Squirrel between the bread and have a squirrely sandwich. So wheat is a really good one to store. because it lasts so long. Rice is a good immediate thing because rice will mix with anything. You know, you can mix rice with anything to make it go further. But for a super long-term storage thing, it's hard to go wrong with wheat. Whole wheat, not flour, wheat. That's what they stored in the Egyptian days. Corn can be stored, but because of the high oil content in corn, it doesn't quite last as long. But you can grind up corn and make cornmeal and all that other wonderful stuff. But wheat is a really good one. So that's what I'm going to. The Lord, now I know. Wait a minute, before my time is up, I see I'm approaching over 10-minute mark here, and I've got to say it. I know the trolls out there saying, "Oh, D31's prophesying." You know what? I'm passing on the message. I'm passing on a message. And if you take the message, don't shoot the messenger. The Lord wants His children to prepare for hard times. And the way the world's looking, it looks like it may be within our lifetime. So, do as He says and prepare. Prepare for your family so the trials and tribulations won't be so devastating on your flesh. Okay? And I hope you will. I'm just going to pray that y'all watch this and take it for what it's worth. Thank you very much.